Hey everybody, it's Chris Harrison here with another edition of the Main Points with Main Place. Today our guest is Mirinda Rothrock. Mirinda is president of the Decatur Regional Chamber of Commerce. So Mirinda, thank you for joining us today.
Well, you're welcome, Chris. My pleasure.
Thank you. So we're very glad to have you here. I want to hit on one of the first points that's important to you and important to the Chamber, and I think that's the energy program. Tell us a little bit about that and why that's important for businesses to be aware of it.
Absolutely, and what a great opportunity you've provided me here to even talk about this.
Yes,
so,
yes.
You know, energy is such an extremely expensive cost, whether it's for your home, whether it's for your business. And so the Chamber of Commerce has long partnered with CQI and Associates as our energy partners, our broker, if you will. And so CQI helps us go out onto the open market and negotiate and purchase energy, electricity, or gas. We also have gas contracts as well. And it helps us go out and purchase that because we're combining all of the kilowatts. So it allows us to go out and negotiate and get a lower cost for everyone.
Okay. So what's a typical user? What type of businesses? Is there an average power bill? If somebody's at $1,000 a month, they would be good for this? Or what's the user you're looking for that would have the right amount of use?
Surely. All of our chamber members would qualify for the program. And so we take a look at your kilowatts, obviously. There's a process that we kind of go through. So we evaluate your past bills. So we'll ask you to sign a letter of authorization, which basically allows us to go and have access to your account and be able to give you a fair, bid on your business, if you will. And so we go through that authorization. We combine our electric users, and then we go out and we put that out on that free open market space, and that's where we get our savings. Now, the typical business could be anyone. The majority that we find that are belonging to the chamber, over half, over 51%, are small business. And so our small businesses not really mattering on the amount of kilowatts that you use. It matters about us combining all of that power.
Okay. So really a business of any size should be looking at something like this.
Yes, we've got, as I said, over 51% of our 140 plus members that are participating in this program are what we consider small business. The next probably 30% is a medium-sized business, and then the last is the 20% that would make up that 100 of our participating business. So we do large, medium, and small. And when you combine a lot of those larger users, and those could be manufacturers, some of our banks, a lot of our restaurants, and you may not think that a restaurant would be a heavy electricity user, but when you start thinking about coolers and walk-in refrigerators and freezers and all of that combined. Also, I think a lot of our hairdressers and, they use quite a bit with the blow dryers and, on and the different hours that they use.
Sure. So you mentioned 144 businesses, and those are all chamber members, right?
Yes, you must be a chamber member to participate.
Perfect. And what's really interesting about that, you said 51% of those are considered small businesses, while the other 49% are the medium and large scale businesses.
Yes.
What's great about that is that small business gets to be in the pool with the big businesses too.
And that's a great point, Chris, because we do not allow any of those folks that are purchasing the energy to cherry pick and pick only the big guys and give the big guys the best rates. And I also look at this as a great way of, we talk about neighbor helping neighbor. Well, this is really about a business helping another business.
That's
big guy that's a big user of electricity is pulling in a small user, and they all get the same rate.
Perfect. Which is really what the chamber is all about.
It really is.
I want to talk more about what the chamber does overall, and I've always seen it, since I was first involved is, it really felt like you're there for the small business. And you are, and you're there for the big business too, but whatever the needs are, you're there. So tell us more about what the chamber does.
Absolutely. great way to segment into this. Our big businesses, they're not looking for the same as a small business, right? They're looking to get something done. They're looking to make this community a better place. And so we offer ways to do that. We have our business partners, which are a lot of our larger businesses, getting together and talking about where do they see this community? What are our needs? We meet with the mayor once a year and talk about what's going on in our community. So our business partners are ones that truly want to see some visioning and want to see some action in a bigger, larger way. They're also very involved with community image, and any business of any size can partner with us on our community image. And by that, we're really looking at it as a way to give back, a way for the businesses to give back. We know that not every business has a human resource department, right? So you can't always organize these volunteer opportunities, but the Chamber does that for you. So for example, last year, our Community Image and Impact Day, we partnered with Block by Block, and we went out to the Jasper Street neighborhoods and we cleaned up about 15 houses in one day. It was amazing work. Caterpillar showed up in a big way with tons of volunteers. We did everything from landscaping, hauling rock, raking leaves, cutting trees and limbs, just all types of ways to beautify that neighborhood. We also partnered with the Park District and recently did all the mulching all around Overlook Adventure Park and the putt-putt golf.
Oh, nice.
So
very good.
We were a part of that. Teresa Rutherford, CEO of St. Mary's Hospital, and I out there with our pitchforks, and we're just probably went through 5 to 8 dump truck loads of doing that. That was our morning initiative, partnering with the Park District. And then that afternoon, we went out to various playgrounds and we spread wood chips. So the one I happened to be at was at South Shores. So it was South Shores Park. So we really appreciate our partners in helping to make our community a better place. Probably our biggest initiative right now is workforce. So workforce is an issue for every business. And so we've been partnering with the county schools and going and reaching those seniors in high school, making about 3 to 5 touch points with them, educating them on what businesses are in this community, what types of jobs. So last year was our pilot program. Very excited to say we reached about 327 students. We had about 30 face-to-face meetings. We partnered with 4 or 5 county schools, 12 schools total. And so through our website and job posting, we had over 21,400 and some odd job posting hits. So we've done a lot in that area of workforce, and we're gearing up and starting it now that the school year's just begun.
And I think, with all the new developments, new business spin-offs, new joint ventures that are happening in town, I don't think people can keep track of all of those things. And I know, the Chamber is doing that and reaching the student that, maybe they're not going to get an accounting degree, but they have an interest in welding or electrical or mechanical or something. Those are very important jobs that this community is going to need going forward. So that's great to hear what the Chamber's doing to, plant those seeds or spreading those seeds among the youth as they go forward.
Well, it is really critical and important because a lot of the students in high school, they're really not for sure what's out there. And when you bring Caterpillar and ADM and Mueller and Fuyao Glass and some of the banks and both of our hospitals, and you get them all in a room and you start talking to the students about what are those jobs, what is that availability, their eyes kind of get a little bigger. And then when they understand that you also have tuition reimbursement with a lot of those institutions and businesses, that's another eye-opener because many of them could go and work as well as get some of their college paid for and additional training.
That's great. I want to jump back just a little bit. You mentioned a lot of small businesses don't have an HR department. And I know in the past you've had an event about labor laws or changing in laws, and you host a session where a lawyer, don't have an HR, probably don't have a lawyer on staff either, will come in and talk about some of those labor law changes that as a small business owner, it's hard enough to keep up on just doing our business, let alone HR and legal. So what are some of those types of things that you've hosted for businesses?
Yes, we call those seminars. We try to put them in the afternoon time when we think folks, it's kind of easier to go to those kinds of educational seminars. But it's very important knowing that our small businesses don't always have the same resources. So bringing in that lawyer, whom is a chamber member of ours, and very familiar with the community and the types of businesses, coming in and doing the new laws. Hey, here's what's coming down the pike. This is what you've got to be ready for by Jan 1. So we kind of do a session all about, hey, what does your business need to do to be prepared for this January 1st law that's going to happen? We don't want you to get in trouble. We want you to stay on top of all the subject matter. So that's the first one. Then here later on this fall, we're doing an employee handbook, another critical component for every business. And you might have someone who thinks, I've only got a couple people. I don't really need an employee handbook. Yes, you do. You need an employee handbook, trust me. You need guidelines. You need a resource to go back to and say, this is how my organization works. This is how we handle certain situations. So very critical. Good. And then this spring, we'll talk about what's maybe perhaps coming down the pike.
Sure.
So what's in the legislature? What are they talking about? What are they thinking about?
Right.
It's going to get passed and what's happening.
Good. Well, the chamber is certainly a wealth of resources for both large businesses and small businesses and community people in mind too. If you're new to the community, if you're a new employee in a business or something, and you just want to get plugged in with, what's happening and who's the moving, shaking, the Chamber of Commerce is certainly the place to be.
I can't stress enough, if you need marketing, we can help with that. If you need more connections, business-to-business connections, we help in that arena as well. You're looking to reduce cost, we have those money cost-saving programs. So we talked about the energy co-op. People are saving on average $3,500 a year with that program. That could be some significant dollars to a small business.
Absolutely.
In addition, we're getting ready to roll out an association healthcare plan. So our small businesses with 50 or less employees can now purchase healthcare and be a part of that buying power. So if we get enough small businesses interested, we can create and make a large account to help reduce the cost of healthcare for our businesses as well.
Wow,
and
that's great.
Also have another program that helps you save money as a business, and it's a partner that we have with OEO Energy Solutions, and that's with all your LED light bulbs. You can get light bulbs for free, shipped to your business. If you're looking to replace your LED light bulbs, we have a partnership with them, and we'll be able to assess those needs and get you those light bulbs. So we're doing a ton of stuff. And Chris, I feel like I'm talking 100 miles a minute trying to fit it all in because there's so much going on, and I think, I better tell them about this.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Well, we really appreciate you being here. I know there's a lot more you do. What's the website where people can find you, connect, and find out about all these programs?
Yeah, you can call us. You can also get us at DecaturChamber.com.
Okay, good. Mirinda, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. To check out past or future Main Points, find us at YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.